What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the McFarlane Tours DC Multiverse Wonder Woman from Wonder Woman 1984 in the golden armor. And so here we have golden armored Wonder Woman posing out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what she comes with. Golden armored Wonder Woman here does come with two accessories. We of course do get these really beautiful wings that we have on her at the moment, and they do shine really nicely along with the rest of her costume. They are removable, and as seen in the previews, they do come off, so if you don't want her displayed with it, you can take them off. She also does come with a DC Multiverse McFarlane flight stand, which she does fit on really nicely. Other than that, Wonder Woman here doesn't come with anything else, so what we're going to do now is actually take a little break and get a closer look at her details. And so here we have a closer look at the golden armored Wonder Woman, and I have to say McFarlane has done an amazing job with the way this figure looks. Now, there are some issues that we do need to point out. It's not a perfect figure by any stretch of the imaginations, but it's a really nice figure. It has issues just as you would expect every figure has, because there's no such thing as a perfect figure. For starters, she actually does have a really beautiful head sculpt. I love that head sculpt. It's not 100% likeness to Gal Gadot, but it's a pretty nice soft likeness, so you can tell who it's supposed to be, especially from certain angles. It's not the greatest likeness, but a soft likeness nonetheless, so I do appreciate that little detail. As with her previous release that we saw with the standard Wonder Woman figure, this figure does have a wash in her hair. It's a little hard to see, but you can see as the light hits it right here, we do have a really nice brown wash throughout the dark hair, so that's a really nice little thing. Now, we do have to talk about just how beautiful this armor looks, and I do mean it is beautiful. There's so much to like about this armor, and I haven't read any spoilers on the movie. I don't want to know how she gets this armor. I want to see it rather than read about it, but ooh, just look at how much detail is in that helmet. It's beautiful. The paint on it is also very, very vibrant. I know a lot of companies don't like giving us vibrant silvers and vibrant golds, but this is done really well. I love how shiny this gold metal is. All throughout her costume, she just has a really nice shine to her. When the light hits just right, you can see how it just glares. That's a really nice little thing I really love about this figure. So something that is soft plastic on this figure is the shoulder pads, which I do appreciate that. However, they do get out of the way, but as you can see, they're not connected to the arm at all. They're actually connected to this torso piece, which right here it is soft plastic, and that's where the wings actually peg in. If you were to pull these wings out, this is soft plastic. I don't like the fact that it pegs into soft plastic, but I do like the fact that it's a soft plastic overlay going inside the plastic, so it's not just pegging into soft plastic, so really good job there. So as you saw, I just took off one of the wings. The wings are removable. I know a lot of people are going to want to have this figure displayed with the wings on. Now, that's a good and bad thing. It's a good thing because it gives a really beautiful silhouette and just looks really nice. The problem with the figure is that the wings make her incredibly back heavy. That wouldn't be an issue, except she has a terrible time standing on her own even without the wings, so getting her to stand just right could be a fight against gravity. Thankfully, she does come with a stand, which more than likely you will be using that. So we'll get more on that when we talk about her feet. Just the amount of sculpt work that went into her arms. I do like the fact that there is only one shared piece between this and the standard issue Wonder Woman, and that's her hands. The hands are the exact same on both figures, which that's understandable. Kind of wish they had the darker paint on the leather strapping, but just this gold armor is really nice. I do like that. Another point of contention I have about this particular armor is this lower piece right here. It is accurate, but I feel like they made it a little bit too bulky, and let me explain why it's a little bit too bulky. Now, it does come off to the side a little bit. It should actually scoot in a little bit more, My main problem is when you have a side silhouette. There is a way to fix it. You can actually move the torso forward and it covers her backside very good, but it does give the impression that Wonder Woman is pregnant right here. That's a little bad, honestly. Now you can shift that forward so it hugs the front a little better and we don't have that same issue, but now her armor is hanging off her backside, and I really wish they had engineered this so that it fit a little more snug. I mean, it's not connected down here, so I don't know why they didn't make it a little more snug, and it has a lot of good articulation, but it's an eyesore because from one side it looks good, looks bad from the back, shift it forward, looks good in the back, terrible in the front, so again, don't know why. And if you are curious about it, they did sculpt all the armor on Wonder Woman. There's hardly anything on this figure that isn't sculpted, and that's really, really nice. And they did make that out of soft plastic. Really do like just how the armor catches the light. That's probably one of my favorite things about this figure, is that it catches the light really well and it shines beautifully. You can see all this armor plating. It looks nice. It's really reminiscent of her standard armor, especially right here in the boots. But it's beautiful. There's really no other word to describe it other than beautiful, and I really do like this armor. And again, we do have an issue with the feet. Not only does she have these heels in the back, which makes it hard for her to stand, it's really hindered right here. You can see the armor bits do come past the joint, so we get a little bit of backwards movement, that's no problem, but forward movement, it's really difficult, and only one joint actually clicks, and it doesn't even click that high on this side. It's starting to click, but again, doesn't go that high, so standing her up is a little bit of a hassle. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get the wings off so we can do the quick comparison so you can see how she stacks up to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Wonder Woman posed next to a Marvel Legends, Cyclops, and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Wonder Woman posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Wonder Woman posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally, here we have Golden Armor Wonder Woman posed next to the standard issue of the McFarlane Wonder Woman. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually peg on one of her wings, because where we'll talk about the articulation in the wings. So let's actually run through her articulation really fast. She does have a double ball joint in the neck, which does let her look up really nicely. Her hair is sculpted in a way that it does get out of the way, so I do like that. She can look down quite a bit. Does tilt her head side to side really nicely, and it does rotate left and right, no problem. So really good range of movement there. Her wings are on ball joints, so they do move in and out, so we do have good movement there. Does rotate at that joint, so it does move up and down. And then it also rotates back and forth, which is a really nice piece of articulation that you normally don't see on a lot of figures with wings. So we do get rotation where it pegs in, rotation here at the wing, and then we have a hinge right here, so that's really good articulation on the wings. Like with the standard issue Wonder Woman, we do have a ball joint going into the torso, so we can pivot her shoulder up, down, forward, back, rotates nicely, goes all the way out to the side, no problems there, rotates all the way around. Again, we'll kick the armor out of the way, but that's because it's attached to the body, not the shoulder. We do have a bicep swivel, which works really good. Double bend in the elbow going all the way up, so no problems there. We do have a ball hinge style wrist joint, which does go forward and back, rotates, and then it does rotate on that peg, so we can have up and down movement too. We have a ball joint right here on the torso, which does go back about that far. Doesn't go that far forward, but leans to the side quite a bit, so I do like that. And we do have really good range there. As you can see, it rotates and swivels no problem. We do have a secondary ball joint down here at her waist, which does go out to the side, to the other side, goes back quite a bit, comes forward. That's where you're mainly going to get the forward movement, from that joint right there. So we don't have it up here at this joint, we have it down here in this second joint, so really good range there. Legs do go out to the side all the way. Really do like the way McFarlane figures kick out. They kick forward, go back a little bit, No thigh swivel, unfortunately, but she does have double bend in the knee. Kind of stiff on mine. Because of the way the armor is designed, that's as far as it goes. We do have rotation right here at the foot, well, at the ankle. Again, we have a hinge in the ankle, which only goes that far back, and unfortunately, that far forward. Not too spectacular, but we do have a pivot on that joint, so really good there. And then we have a toe joint. Really generous, but it doesn't do anything, honestly. So that's Wonder Woman's golden armor for you guys. So what we're going to do now is get her posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have golden armored Wonder Woman posed for my final thoughts. Overall, McFarlane has knocked it out of the park with this release. This is a beautiful figure to own in your collection. Now, she does have some issues, don't get me wrong. There is no such thing as a perfect figure. I think the articulation on the feet could have been better. The wings, though nice, do make her a little bit back heavy, so utilizing a stand is probably the only way you're going to be able to pose her. Other than that, this is still an outstanding figure from McFarlane and shows exactly how much they are taking the time to make their DC Multiverse figures. I know a lot of people are unhappy with the scale of the figures, but you gotta admit that the sculpt work on Wonder Woman here is astonishing, especially because this is only, I'm going to call it wave 1.5 because it's not a full wave, but it's the Wonder Woman wave. I don't know how you want to classify it. We haven't seen too much of what McFarlane can do with the DC license, but this is a really fantastic showing, and I am really glad I have this figure in my collection. If you are looking for the golden armored Wonder Woman from the new movie, she is starting to hit Walmarts and Targets at the time I'm making this video, and she is available on Amazon, which is where I picked up my Wonder Woman as well as the golden armored Wonder Woman. If you are going to pick them up from Amazon, Walmart, or even Target, she'll only cost you $19.99, which is astonishing for a 7-inch figure. Like I said, the scale does throw a lot of people off, but I think if you get past that, you can appreciate just how much love and care went into this figure. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC Multiverse videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, don't forget to check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.